Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an actual tiny microphone that I'm going to be holding. This is actually not mine technically, but I do think I deserve to use it today. It's Easter Sunday, and I think this is truly one of the most Easter days I've ever seen. And honestly, Easter is always sunny, I'm going to be honest. Despite the beauty of today, the purple flowers, the red buds, the daffodils, the green sprouting up everywhere. Like the trees are finally getting full and it's sunny too. But I've just been like alone today. Like no one's here and I haven't felt like doing my work. I was trying to think about Easters of the past because um 3 Easters ago I had a very nice day where I got bagels with my partner and we wore yellow and I wore a big t-shirt with a cat on it. And I just kind of missed that. Last year Easter was not good because I went to this was when I was in France. And I went to this Easter party. I just this is truly I think why I couldn't remember very well. It's just it was so bad that I like blocked it out of my memory. Like and it wasn't necessarily the party, it was like this Easter brunch thing sort of, but the food was amazing. It's just there was just it was a really hard time for me like to be a human. And I felt so much self-hatred at that party that I just had to go. And it's really weird reflecting on low points in our life, like especially low points that we have in relationship to ourselves. It can be really confusing. You never quite understand how that version of you felt again. You know what I mean? Like every time you reflect back, it's just a memory of that feeling or those experiences. But at the same time, I think we really hold those in our bodies and in our brains, and that's how we learn behaviors and safety and coping and stuff. So, this is a big Easter intro, but I'm just feeling honestly really grateful that like those were one of those days. Last Easter was one of those days um where it felt a lot of like nevers for me. Like I don't know. I just felt so wrong and it felt like things would never be better and they got better. So I'm really grateful for that today. And something else about Easter is that I was baptized on Easter with my sister in a large pool. And while I don't necessarily practice this, um, I still kind of appreciate the experience, I guess. But I was very nervous, and my brother was sick. My grandpa stayed home with him. And yeah. Anyway, I just thought that it was noteworthy though. So, what I have been dying to talk to you guys about is my new tattoo. I know. I'm so happy. So, in March, I had spring break, my university spring break, and me and my partner went to Oregon. We went to Portland and it was really fun. That was my first time ever being there. Something that I really liked about Portland was that I always felt very comfortable being there, and there were never any moments where I felt really like insecure or embarrassed, which is very rare for me, especially in a new place where you may not know everything. Like you just don't know the protocol, and like it's always awkward. Like you forget to think about these things until you get there, and then you show up to like a restaurant or a bar in a little neighborhood and you're like, is it seat yourself or wait to be seated? And then you're like awkwardly standing there because there's no sign and there's no worker, but everyone else seems to know what to do. And then you awkwardly go up to the bar and are just like, ah. I really did double down on the espresso martini while I was there. It was just so good, and I think people can agree that it's a travel cocktail. Like you want to have it when you're traveling cuz you first of all it is luxurious. Something about drinking that is like you think I'm doing this on a regular day? No. This is a luxurious drink and it also provides caffeination. So, I've been having tattoo fever, big shock. I don't know if I think there's been like a couple months since I started getting tattoos where I didn't have tattoo fever, but and what I mean by that, because there's a tattoo fever that you get after you get a tattoo, and you literally get sick because your body's like trying to repair so much it can't handle it. The other tattoo fever, and the one I'm referring to, is it's like baby fever. Like you want a tattoo so bad, and so you're just gonna keep thinking about it, and you're gonna go crazy until you get it. And after you get it, you're gonna still be crazy. So I had tattoo fever, especially because my friend had recently got a tattoo, and I was like, ah, I was craving a tattoo. And the neighborhood that we were staying at in Portland, I just did a quick little tattoo shop search in my area, and I found their shop. And unfortunately, they were closed apparently every day of the week, meaning I couldn't go. That's what it said online. And even though I thought that their work was very good, there were multiple tattoo shops, but this is the only one where I was like, this looks nice. And then um like it resonated with my style and stuff like that. And so we were walking around the neighborhood, and of course I thought they were closed, but then I walked by and there were people in there and shit, and there was like a sign like open. So I went in, which obviously unleashed the beast, and I was just like, yo, can I look through your flash books? And then I had like four designs. I was like debating which one I wanted to get. At that point, I was like, after I found out that they had been open, and I like met this guy who was like working there, and once I realized that this was a possibility, I was basically locked in. And then it was just a matter of deciding which flash to get. And I didn't do it that day because we had family obligations. Then the next day we were going to the sea. Like, sorry, not this. We went to seaside, but we went to the ocean. Okay, so I didn't want to have a new tattoo when we were like swimming in a pool, Because there was a pool at our motel and it was really silly. There was also a sauna, which was lit. Anyway, wanting to get it like the day before we left on the plane, so it was like the last thing. So he had time, bruh, on the last day. So I was really happy. And then it was just a matter, like, I was just on my phone after that, like, every 5 seconds, scrolling between like two different images, like, just being like, hmm, huh, hmm. And of course, I had to let everyone in on my opinion, or like, ask them their opinion. But I feel like when you do that, you end up doing what people said not to. Actually, maybe that's just it depends. The point is, I did not get the one that everyone wanted me to get, but I got the one I really wanted because I just felt so like this one hit me like um un coup un coup de cœur. I mean, that would be like falling in love low key, but it did feel like that. Uh j'ai tombé en amour. Je pense un petit peu. Oh, this tattoo shop was called Sunshine Tattoo, and the tattoo artist who did it was Mike Baker. And um this shit actually hurt really bad. Like I was for sure locking in, but I feel like the last guys, I have to say, the last like three tattoos I've gotten, I've been like, this one hurt the worst, I have to say. But it's like you forget about pain after it's happened. Like that's how your brain works. Like you experience pain and then your body forgets about it. So like or like your brain forgets about it or something so that you can like endure more. And so I I felt like this was the most painful tattoo. Like the calf is really painful. I also found the sitting position to be uncomfortable because the way that this tattoo is, it's not like smack dab on the back of my calf, because my floral tattoos kind of come onto the back just a little bit, so it had to be sort of like faced in. Like this tattoo is like facing inward, so I had to like keep like rotating, but I didn't really like know when, and I feel like I was like not sitting correctly. Like it was just kind of like a bit of an awkward area, I feel like. And also just like you can't get as comfortable as you normally would when like you're trying to like lay in a way that's like easy for them to work, and also I'm trying to like not jitter with this pain. So it was just like locking into it, but I was like proud of myself for getting through it, and like it really wasn't all that bad, but it did hurt. Um, and yeah, it probably was. I think it was the most painful tattoo, but I do feel like it was like the most painful placement, but I do still feel like the florals that I got hurt. Like those just stung. Like it felt like, because it had so much more like intricate shading and stuff, the like wiping like added up like no other. Like I think it probably was also one of my bigger surface areas. I got the tattoo, and it's been like 2 weeks now. It has been healing pretty well. Um, I actually didn't find this one to be super itchy, but of course I had like lots of peeling, and I do feel like I was a little bit irresponsible with my healing process this time, because there were definitely some moments where I was not washing it correctly. I also felt like the day after I got it was a travel day flying back home, and I had wrapped this like saran wrap around it. And first of all, right off the bat, I didn't have my proper products because we were traveling that I would normally use, and then I wrapped it in saran wrap for the plane and stuff. And when I got home, dude, circulate like the circulation was like cut off. Like there was absolutely no breathing going on. And also people say don't use saran wrap, and it was a long travel day because it was plane and long car ride combination. So um I was a little bit worried about like an infection brewing because of that. It healed fine, but I will say I was a bit irresponsible this time, and it's also was kind of a weird, like having it on my calf. Also, I haven't had one on the backside of my body really entirely like that, and so it was a lot more, the healing process felt more in my face, because even when I would just like sit down in bed or like lay down, it's always touching my other leg, it's always touching the ground, it's always touching like something in like a heavy way, because it's like my body weight, it's not sitting on the top of my body, it's sitting on the backside. So it was just like kind of uncomfortable to heal and stuff, but I'm just glad that um I got it done. And I think like for me, when I consider the tattoo like to be fully healed, um that's when I feel comfortable like shaving over my leg if I want to shave my leg hair or something. And I feel like I could have done it today, but I feel like I still need to wait like at least a couple days. Hold on. There's some spots that still feel kind of like topical, like I can feel it on top, and the skin just feels like, yeah. I definitely think it needs a little bit more time. It has healed, and it's crazy because the tattoo, like when I look at it on my leg, it's so much smaller now, because I didn't realize my leg was so swollen when I got this. Like it my leg just swelled up so much, but I couldn't really like tell um for some reason. But yeah, like I can really tell now because it looks so much smaller. But um yeah, guys, like there it is. It's actually crazy. And this is sort of the backside. But I will say I'm really happy for it to like heal more, because as much as I love this like super bold look, it's so vibrant that it's giving like sticker, and I'm like it doesn't even look real, bruh. Like this one is at least a little bit more lived in. It's just so new still. So I definitely am like getting used to it. Like I definitely with this one have had more shock and that what people talk about like initial tattoo regret, I guess, which I didn't have regret. It's just that I had much more of a shock because this is also the first time I've gotten like a very big and visible impulsive tattoo. So it was just kind of like a little bit scary being like, well shit, I guess I'm doing this. But I am really happy about it, guys. Like it's so cool. And it's funny cuz it's like also next to this tiger. Um I love having two tigers, guys. Like so much big cat energy. Um but yeah, I guess that's the whole tattoo story. Like when you have tattoos on your body, people look at your body more. And that's definitely something that like I have to like I've had to work on a bit is like getting comfortable with that because and for me it does feel a bit like exposure therapy because I'm someone who tends to think the worst when people are looking at me like they're thinking, "Oh my god, what is she doing?" or like she is so disrespectful or something. Like I'm always worried about being very disrespectful or like off-putting to people. But I felt really happy because this past Friday it was very warm out, like 78, and I went out and like walked to dinner with my friend and stuff. And as I was walking, like my leg tattoos were showing and I saw a bunch of people were like staring at me like, like looking down as I was walking. But I felt so grateful and like I was proven wrong by my own like mean assumptions because people were staring and then they were saying, "Oh my gosh, like I love your dress," or like "You look so cute today" and stuff. It's just like strangers. And it wasn't like it was a lot of like women and like young girls just being like, "Oh my gosh, like I love your outfit," or like "This is such a nice vibe." I don't know. So I just felt so happy because people were just being nice and like I don't know. I think it has been harder for me to like accept that people just don't probably care most of the time that I have big tattoos on me because the only reason why I think I have that assumption is because like people in my family don't have like tattoos and like I think that there is kind of like a stigma in sort of just like the area that I'm from about having like a lot of big ones. It's like, yeah, you can have like a couple tiny and it should probably also have a meaning, but like it's different to just get like big traditional tattoos. I feel like especially as a young woman, that's just kind of seems like excessive or something or like out of control. I don't know. And something else I'm trying to just instill is like if they don't like it, that's also okay. Like I'm allowed to not please everybody. I think it's something I've always wanted to get over and I know that the only way that I can like confront these deeper issues is by like exercising that, like is by like letting people know who I am right off the bat and not being ashamed of that. And for me, I do feel like my tattoos speak for a bit of my personality. And I think that it feels like for a lot of my life, I have had a very like inner rich like feelings and like ethics and values and opinions that I have kept hidden and not visible and not spoken because I felt like I always wanted to gain the approval of people around me, even if they're people I didn't agree with and who are kind of shitty. But now I'm really just learning to not value that. Just feel like being like tattooed, it's something I love for myself in a personal way, but as far as like the public side of it too, and like the looking and noticing, I kind of accept it now because something that helps me do that is that It makes me feel like my skin can speak for me and some of my interest and what I care about and what I like before I can even say it. And what I'm trying to say is that I feel like it signifies that that I'm somebody who makes decisions for myself and is not there to wait for people to approve of what I do. And I'm also not here to just take and do what other people want me to do. I'm going to make decisions for myself and be confident in those despite how other people may see me. And I think that tattoos translate that to people in a way that you don't have to talk about, but they speak for other parts of my life too. Um, where it essentially, for me, I do feel like it shows a sense of independence, independent thinking, and that's something I'm really proud of about myself. So, anyway, um that's my rationale for tattooing, I guess. I'm excited for this time when it gets warmer because I really think I'm gonna just like flourish and like not feel like weird and awkward anymore. Like it's okay. Like I'm an adult, bruh. I'm going to be moving kind of soon. I'll still be in the Midwest, so love that. Um I mean, I'm not being sarcastic. Like I'm actually excited. Um but maybe I'll keep you guys updated on that cuz I think that would be fun and I can like maybe talk about moving. Um cuz it will definitely be a different kind of move, you know? So that's all for today. Thanks for letting me yap on this Easter Sunday and talking about all the things. See you guys later. Bye.